Hello, welcome back to another video. What you have here is brand new out of the box, the Jackery Explorer 290. And as you can see here, we're charging him up. And we're going to see how long it will run a Wipro 5 kilowatt diesel heater. And as you can see here, it's sitting on the VL45 ice cold fridge / freezer. I've had this thing for over a year, and it's not been cut off since I've had it. Just long enough to go from the shed to the truck. That's it. But anyway, we're going to see what realistically this little puppy will handle. I'm not going to be running the diesel heater on low. It's going to be on average setting of 3 to a 3.5. All right, stand by. All right, as you can see here, it's all charged up, ready to go. So there's one little thing here that I wasn't aware of, but as it's charging the incoming watts, the closer it gets to the 100% mark, the less wattage goes into it. Just happened to walk by and I seen it flip down from 12 to 11, and then it stayed at 11 for a little bit, then it went from 11 to 10, and then when it reached 10 watts, it flipped over to 100%. So let's get this over to the diesel heater and fire it up. All right, as you can see, we're over here at the heater, and I've already changed the alligator clips that's coming off the battery tender over to the cigarette lighter. And you can see that's two separate wires. That battery tender is going over to my little battery. And just going to go ahead and plug him in here, peel off the sticker. All right, we're on. And just going to go ahead and turn him on, and we're going to put it on 3. Because you ain't going to get warm at no 1.7 or whatever the lowest setting is. So we're just going to do it at 3. Okay, there's 3. Let's go ahead and do 3.5. If we can go there. See, it goes 4.6. So another thing I don't like about the heater here. All right. And okay. And then we go here and see what we're running here. And the timer, when it gets 20 hours, it'll flip back over. It starts all over again. So fuel pump's kicking in. Back down 103 watts. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but you'll have 2 blue, 2 yellow, and 2 red. And you got one little blue ticking down there right now. and it's started to heat up there a little bit. See there, and it's not even kicked in all the way yet. As you can see that. She's sound like a jet engine. We'll go back over here to the Jackery. It's throwing 129. $131, $32. So firing up, she's, you know, jerking the juice out of her, but got one yellow. Here's up to one yellow now. Like I said, I'm sorry about the freehand shaking here, but I just wanted to go back and forth from the Jackery to the heater, and it's because it still ain't fired up yet, and there's what temperature's coming out of it. She's still got to get all the way over to the red. It's 38 watts. I want to do a realistic run time, because you ain't going to get nothing warm on the lowest setting. You got to be right on top of it. All right, it just kicked over to the red dot. So you can see that. And now she's slowing down to her cruising speed, which go back over here again. She's back down to . So she bounces from 13 to 16. Fuel pump hasn't quit ticking yet. Once it quits ticking, we'll be in high cotton then. As you can see here. She'll definitely heat up a tent, wall tent, or a rooftop tent, that's for sure. Like I said, I can still hear the fuel pump tick. Okay, it just quit now. Yeah, I can't hear the fuel pump ticking up any longer. Scan back over here, and once again it's going back and forth from 13 to 16. So we're just going to let this run and see what we got. And we do have a fuel tank of gas, and it's currently running the red kerosene. Take the lid off here. And she is all the way up to right here. That's when I move it, you can see it jostle around in there when I filled it up. So we're running the dyed kerosene in it. All right, as you can see here, it's running a little after 8 hours, and we are at 55% battery life. Now, it's been averaging for every hour and 25 minutes a 10% battery drain. Well, I figured that up. I should get right there at the 12, 13 hour mark. And all I've done was I divided, 200 into the 15. And then I divided the 290 into 15. Now, I was reading in the book, once the Jackery here reaches 10 watts or lower, it will automatically shut itself down to prevent damage in the battery. And you can deplete the battery down to 20%, which I'm not going to do so, because you deplete it to 20%, it's just wear and tear on a Jackery. I mean, it's, as of right now, it has completed an 8 hours worth of sleep time, nice and comfort, warm, and all that. So I have an extra 3 hours to get woken up, put the hose down in the annex, heat it up, cook my breakfast, and still have juice left in the battery. And the little Jackery here, wintertime purposes, that's going to be its sole purpose, is to run the diesel heater. Yes, I realize that it has other capabilities, as in AC and charging your phones and, anything USB, but for wintertime purposes, diesel heater season, this is going to be its primary job, is to run the diesel heater. Like I said, I'm not going to deplete it down to the 20% mark. I'm going to shut it down before it reaches there, probably around the 25 mark or so. And once again, I just want to reiterate, for every hour and 25 minutes, the battery depletes by 10%, with the unit here running on, I don't know if it's 3.6 or it was 3.4. That's what it was running on. And that is plenty enough for a wall tent, a 10 by 12 wall tent. Definitely enough for a rooftop tent. At 3.4, it run you out of the rooftop tent inside of 30 minutes. Now, and the reason I wanted to do the realistic 3.4 is because, you'll take the remote control and you'll fluctuate the setting. Oh, I'm freezing, so you'll just turn it up a little bit. Or, oh, okay, it's too hot now, I'll just bump it back down. But anywhere from the 2.5 to the 3.5 is where I run the heater. And more so the 3.5 when I'm in the wall tent, due to the bigger volume of space it has to heat up. Alright, as you can see here, it's a little over 12 hours and I am at 33%. I'm going to go ahead and call it, because I ain't going to run it down to the 20% mark. As you can see here, it definitely run it for 12 hours. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut her down and on 3.4.
Let it go through its shutdown cycle, and then I hook back up to the battery tender. But yeah, the little Jackery's main purpose is to run the diesel heater in the wintertime. Although it's got these other accessories, you know, the AC and USB ports. I just purchased the Jackery for the sole purpose to run the diesel heater here. But thank you for watching.
Fun fact: the giant Pacific octopus has 9 brains, 3 hearts, and blue blood. Imagine that.